The biggest communication mistake is not saying the wrong thing. It's when you try to say everything you know. Let me explain. Throughout your career, you will come across these three conversations. Even the smartest people sometimes don't know what to say in these situations, and almost no one teaches you how to handle them. The number one problem is faced by experts, including doctors, lawyers, and engineers. They have this problem where they have a tremendous amount of knowledge, but when it comes to explaining things, they don't know how to do it properly. The second problem is very funny. It's when someone throws a question at you, and the problem is that you don't know anything about the topic. So how do you respond in that situation? Should you pretend as if you know everything about the topic confidently, or you should just be silent? Exactly what you should do without looking stupid. The third problem is very common at workplace. It's when you know the answer, but the problem is that so many people are watching you. Your boss, your peers, your subordinates. That pressure being in front of so many people makes you go blank. In this video, we are going to understand how do we solve these three communication problems. Once you understand them, a huge amount of pressure you will face throughout your career will simply disappear. Okay, let's get started. Now let's come to problem one. It's when you know the topic very well, but the problem is that you struggle to explain it clearly. Now you might be thinking, how is this possible? If I know the topic very well, I should be able to teach it, right? Wrong. Learning is different and teaching is different. If you have spent years learning, you become very good at learning. If you have spent years teaching, you become very good at teaching. Now tell me honestly, how much time have you spent on teaching compared to learning? Very little, right? That's why experts have this problem. They learn, but when it comes to teaching even simple things, they struggle. Why? It's because they have not spent enough time in teaching. To explain this, I'm going to give you one crazy example. Let's say you are a patient and I am a doctor. I know everything about diabetes. You ask me any question, I will be able to answer every single question correctly. Now you ask me, what's a diabetes? Now listen to my explanation. This is how you should not explain. Oh, diabetes. Diabetes is a metabolic disorder where your body cannot regulate blood sugar properly because of insulin dysfunction. If it's not handled well, it can affect your eyes, nerves, kidneys, and heart. Now tell me honestly, did you understand anything? No, right? But you got scared when you heard the last sentence. It can affect your eyes, kidneys, nerves, and heart. That's the problem. I didn't say anything wrong, but the problem is my explanation. Now the important question is, how do we solve this problem? It's very painful, right? We have this tremendous amount of knowledge, but when it comes to explaining things, we struggle. Then what's the use of this knowledge? Don't worry. You just have to follow 3 steps. Arrange, speak, improve. If you follow these 3 steps, you will be able to explain anything very easily. When I say arrange, it means you have to arrange your explanation using this structure. Main point, example, reason, repeat. You will first say the main point, then you will give an example to show your main point, then you will give the reason why you told the main point, and lastly, you will repeat the main point again. We will use the same diabetes example again, choosing the structure. You are a patient and I am a doctor. I know everything about diabetes and you ask me, what's the diabetes? Now listen to my answer. Diabetes is a condition where your body cannot control blood sugar properly. For example, when you eat a chocolate, the sugar goes into your blood. Normally, insulin moves that sugar from your blood to your body cells. But when you have diabetes, insulin doesn't do its job properly, so the sugar stays in your blood. The reason why it's a problem is because when too much sugar stays in your blood for a long time, it can damage different parts of your body. So, diabetes is a condition where your body cannot control blood sugar properly. If you explain diabetes to a patient like this, don't you think it's so easy to understand? At least it's much better than randomly throwing around words like insulin, disorder, and dysfunction. So, when you explain anything, just follow this structure. Say the main point, then give an example, then tell them the reason why you told the main point, and lastly, repeat the main point again. Your explanation will become so much easy to understand. We are not done yet. How will you know that you have explained it very well? And there comes step 2. Once you have arranged your explanation in a structure like this, try explaining it loudly, and while you do that, record an audio and listen to it. Automatically, you will realize which sentence is too confusing, which example is weird. And then comes step 3. Improve. While you listen to your audio, ask yourself these 3 questions. Was I too long? Was I clear? Was I too technical? And then improve it. Repeat this process. Arrange, speak, and improve multiple times. The more you practice, the better you will become at explaining things. And by the way, if you are enjoying this video, please make sure to hit the like button so we can help more people become great communicators. Back to the video. Now let's come to problem 2. It's when someone asks you a question and you don't know much about the topic. That someone could be your boss, your customer, your client, or even someone whom you met at a networking event. For example, if we met at a networking event and you ask me, what's your opinion on quantum computing? I don't know anything about quantum computing, but I want to make a very good impression. So what should I do? First, I will tell you what not to do. Most people pretend as if they know the topic very well, or they simply stay silent. For example, if you ask me, what's your opinion on quantum computing? If I pretend as if I know the topic very well, I might say something like this. Oh, quantum computing. Everyone knows about it. Come on. It's basically super fast Wi-Fi. Once companies start using it, I think everyone's internet will become 100 times faster. They either say something stupid like this or they simply stay silent. They ignore the question. Let me tell you, both the actions will make you look stupid. You will immediately lose trust and respect both. Now, the important question is, if you don't know much about a topic, how are you supposed to answer any question? Now understand this. If people don't know you, they don't know who you are, they don't know whether they can trust you, they don't know whether you are competent. In that situation, you have to follow these 3 steps. Number 1, tell them what you know about the topic. Be honest. Even if you speak less, that's completely fine. Number 2, tell them what you don't know about the topic. This is how you build trust. And lastly, ask them a very thoughtful question. Now, let's execute all these 3 steps. You ask me, what's your opinion on quantum computing? From what I know, quantum computing can solve problems much faster than traditional computers. But I still don't know where it will be actually useful in real life. But I am curious, what do you think? Do you believe it's something businesses can actually use, or is it years away? By doing this, you will sound more confident, honest, and most importantly, intelligent. Follow these 3 steps when you are still in the process of building trust. But what if people know you very well? What if they trust you? What if they know you are competent? Over here, honesty is all the way more important. Over here, you do what you do normally when your best friend asks you a question about a topic you have zero idea about. You simply say, I don't know. And you know what? You're not going to lose respect. In fact, they will trust you even more. Why? Because you were being honest. And let me tell you, it's okay to sometimes say, I don't know. I am a teacher. I teach a class of 100 students. Sometimes they ask me a question about a topic I have zero idea about. I say, I don't know, but I will do some research and get back to you. And it works. They still love me. So remove this idea that you should know everything for people to respect you. That's not true. Sometimes it's okay to not know certain things. Problem 3. You will face this in interviews, presentations, meetings, or when you speak in public. When someone asks you a question and you know the answer, but the problem is the pressure. The pressure of standing in front of so many people. Your boss, your peers, your subordinates. You know the answer, but the pressure of answering the question in front of so many people makes you go blank. That's when you lose confidence. But don't worry, relax. I have a solution for that. All you have to do is follow these 3 steps. Pause, pick, and prove. I call this the 3 P's framework. Number 1, take a pause. Take some time to collect and organize all your thoughts. It's completely fine to take a pause. It makes you look as if you are thinking about a very good answer. And then comes step 2. Pick. Don't try to say all the 10 to 15 things that come to your mind. Say the one thing that's the most important for them to know. If you try to say all the 10 to 15 things that come to your mind, you will get more nervous thinking, now how should I say all the 10 to 15 things correctly? So just tell them the one thing that's the most important for them to know. And lastly comes step 3. Prove your point using an example or a story or a statistics. So when someone asks you a question and your brain freezes, simply follow these 3 steps. Pause, pick, and prove. Take a pause, take some time to collect and organize all your thoughts. Pick the one thing that's the most important for them to know. And lastly, prove that one thing using an example or a story or a statistics. By doing this, you will be able to come out of these 3 painful situations that you have faced or you will face in your life. Now, let's quickly revise whatever we have learned till now. If you struggle to explain anything properly, follow this framework. Number one is arrange. Arrange your explanation in a structure like this. Say the main point first, then give an example, then tell them the reason why you told the main point, and lastly repeat the main point. Now, how will you know that you have explained it very well? Explain it loudly, and while you do it, record an audio and listen to it. And then ask yourself, was I clear? Was I too technical? Was I too long? And then improve. When someone asks you a question and you don't know anything about the topic, follow these 3 steps. Number one, tell them what you know about the topic, be honest. Then tell them what you don't know about the topic. This is how you build trust. And lastly, ask a thoughtful question. By doing this, you will sound more honest, confident, and intelligent. When someone asks you a question and the pressure makes you go blank, simply follow these 3 steps. Number one, take a pause. Take some time to collect and organize your thoughts. Then pick the one thing that's the most important for them to know. And then prove that one thing using an example or a story or a statistics. If you remember these 3 situations, you will be able to handle most conversations much better. If you found this video useful and you want to learn more on communication, you will love these 2 videos on your screen. That's all from my side. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, eat well, sleep well, and keep learning. Take care and bye-bye.